What's up, y'all? It is your girl, DJ Ashley Ross. I am healthy and I'm ready to go with the week 7 edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. And this is actually going to work out because usually I do my show Sunday nights, so we don't get to cover the Monday night game, and I actually have a lot of thoughts. So let's jumping right in. Let's go to Thursday night football. Was that not one of the best Thursday night games? Not even Thursday night, best football games I've ever seen. Raiders, I don't know how they eked out a win. I thought this was going to be one of those games where the refs, they just got over on the Raiders again. But no, let's just be honest. This was a must-win situation for the Raiders. Now, Kansas City, ideally, they wanted to win this game, but they still have a stronghold in the division. The Raiders, this was either we win and our playoff dreams are alive, or our season is kind of a bust. This was a good moral victory for the Raiders, but they still have a long way to go before they really are going to be that playoff contender that they were last year before Derek Carr went out. Now, on the flip side, you have Kansas City, who's dropped a couple games. I think they'll be okay. They just need to settle in and get back to running the ball. Another team who definitely needed their win this week was the Dallas Cowboys. Now, yes, they beat the now 0-7 49ers, but a win is still a win. They balled out. Zeke Elliott ran for 219, 3 touchdowns. Dak had 3 through the air. So this was a great win for the Cowboys. What has happened to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I watched Hard Knocks this season and I was sold. I was like, Jameis is a leader. They have good weapons. Oh no. Hard Knocks, y'all be deceiving people because every single year it looks like that team is going to be good. The Rams, Tampa Bay, Houston, the Rams. Jeff Fisher really had me believing we are more than an 8-8 team. We are a playoff team, when he knows they ain't made the playoffs in forever. I digress on all that. Hard Knocks, that is great editing. Getting back on track. The Buccaneers, I don't know what has happened with them, especially now that the division is good this year. See, last year the division was a little shaky. Carolina wasn't doing that well. We're going to get into them in a little bit, but Tampa and the Bills, good for the Bills. They're just kind of, let's just dive right in to the Carolina Panthers. They sit at 4-3, but it feels like they are 2-5 and that the sky is falling from under them. The Panthers will go as Cameron Newton goes. And when Cam doesn't go, the Panthers, they don't. My job as a sports analyst is not to rip people down. It's to give the facts and hold people accountable. Cam, when he is great, he is great. But there comes a point in time where you have to realize you are the face of the franchise. And that means when you win, you heap the praise. And when you lose, you have to own it, accept it, and not deflect. I think the biggest step for Cam is don't put it on the receivers, don't put it on anybody else, just take accountability. Cam needs to take some accountability, but I'm also going to put some accountability on the rest of the Panther organization. There is no way that Mitchell Trubisky should throw I think he was 4 for 7, 107 yards, and beat you. Y'all should be ashamed. Let's go Titans-Browns. Titans, they got a close win over a winless, no pun intended, Browns team. I mean, the Browns are what they are, but I think there's going to have to come a point in time where we really start looking at Hugh Jackson. How much longer are we going to give him? He is supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, but I am not hearing anything. Yes, I know he was successful with Andy Dalton, but let's be real. Andy Dalton never won a playoff game under his regime, so to me, that's not that impressive. At a certain point, some coaches are better personnel coaches, offensive coordinators. I'm really taking my time with the hot takes today because we are cooking. You like that prop? Yeah, you did. All right, let's go Saints, Packers. Poor Packers. I mean, let's be real. It's a wrap. Aaron is gone. Y'all are done. But the Saints have come marching home. And you want to know why? Because their defense is not giving away 40 points a game, and that is allowing Drew Brees to do what he does and them to be in games. If they can continue this, especially with Atlanta struggling, they have a real shot at the division. Now let's talk about kind of my secret other favorite team this year, Jacksonville, baby. 10 sacks on the day. Go Jacksonville, okay. I am a very fair critic. When you do well, I give you the praise, and when you don't do well, I hold you accountable. So you know what? Blake Bortles, I am going to give you a lot of praise this week because you came to play, you did well, and you were consistent. That is what they need from you. Let's just give some praise to some of the offensive side. TJ Yeldon stepped up in the place of Leonard Fournette this week. Good for you. Taking advantage of an opportunity. Alan Hearns, he had a great game, over 100 yards receiving. So the offense is clicking, and you already know that defense. Ooh, that defense is elite, man. They get after it. Let's just rattle off some numbers. Already twice this season, we're not even at the halfway point. They've had 10 sack games. That's crazy. They lead the NFL in sacks by I think like 10. I am already ready to cast my early Defensive Player of the Year vote to one Calais Campbell. Came over from Arizona in the offseason. 32 tackles, 10 sacks on the year. We are only in week 7. Week 7. That's crazy. Jags are, simply put, stacked. Now, a team, like I said, who's really missing Calais, and I would say even Tony Jefferson, is the Arizona Cardinals, because it doesn't seem like taking out 1 or 2 players from an elite defense would really make that big of a difference, but it does, because it's left them vulnerable, and teams now can exploit that. When you don't have the presence of a Calais Campbell who's going to rush the passer, or a safety who can play up on the ball or down the field, it really exposes you, and that's what's really happened to the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals' window of opportunity has passed, but I think that the Rams' window of opportunity has emerged, as much as it hurts me to say that, because they're young, and what we're seeing a trend with all these really good teams, they have young, raw defenses. That is really the key out here to having a... Let's move to the Jets-Dolphins game. Now, as much as I have a lot to say about Jay Cutler, I don't wish any injury on anybody, so Jay Cutler, we're praying for you. I really do hope you get better, but I think that the Dolphins, this may be a blessing in disguise, because I've liked Matt Moore. Matt Moore should have been the quarterback from the beginning when Ryan Tannehill went down, because he carried them last year. And I understand it's a what have you done for me lately league, but he really carried them in a time of need, and he really galvanized the troops. Jay Cutler, putting the injury completely to the side, has never been one to galvanize the troops. Matt Moore came in a time of crisis last year, and he showed that he could be that leader, he could be the starter. If I'm Matt Moore, I'm going to the Dolphins organization, and I'm saying, look, if he comes back and you don't start me, trade me. Let's move Vikings, Ravens. The Ravens have been one of my biggest disappointments this year, because I was really sold. I thought that they were going to have an elite defense. Joe Flacco was going to have a good year, but it has not been the case. The Vikings, they're just trying to win and hopefully get somebody consistent. Let's go to the other 2 teams in the AFC North. We have the Steelers that took on the Bengals. I don't believe in the Bengals. I've never believed in Andy Dalton. I do not believe in their coach. They just need to clean house and start over. The Steelers, however, they have turned it around, and they are on the up and up. Believe it or not, I actually have some very positive comments about the Chargers this week. After starting 0-4, they have rattled off 3 wins in a row, and I'm actually kind of impressed with the Chargers a little bit. Now, they are going to play the Patriots next week, so they probably will lose one. Denver really needs to look at themselves hard in the face, because they are missing their window of opportunity. You get a short window of opportunity in sports. Denver had that window when they had Peyton, they had that elite defense, but at a certain point, your defense can't carry you all the way. Seahawks, Giants, yes, I'm a homer, yes, I root for my team, but I also hold my team accountable. But you know who I really give a lot of respect to this week? Doug Baldwin. Obviously, we all saw that little scuffle in the huddle where him and Tom Cable and Russell, they were all kind of getting into it. What I respect about Doug is that he came out and he didn't try to make an excuse. He explained, he was frustrated, but he took accountability. I'm telling you, people, if you take accountability when you make mistakes out here in sports, you will be fine, because people will get over it. And if they don't, so what? You did your job. You handled it like an adult. We can all move on with our lives. Now, a team who wants to move on with their lives and never have anything to do with the Patriots, the Atlanta Falcons, Sunday Night Football. It was a Super Bowl it was the Super Bowl part 2, except this time Atlanta never had a lead. I'm sure we've all seen the memes at this point. The Patriots, they look good to me. They are not as elite as I've seen in years past, but with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady at the helm, they're going to go to the AFC Championship. Now, for the main event, we have made it to the last game of Hot Takes, Monday Night Football. We actually get to cover it this week on Hot Takes. Carson Wentz, welcome to the NFL. To be honest, I think that was his coming out party. The spotlight was on, and he shined as bright as I've ever seen a second-year quarterback shine in a big Monday night game. A lot of pressure, coming in with the best record in football, taking a strong hold of the division. He is elite. He's a leader, and he just is poised. That's what really impressed me, and the way that the team as a whole just gravitated towards him. Younger guys, older guys, veterans, rookies, everybody just seems to really galvanize around this guy and really just gravitate towards him, and that is special. That is it for Ashley's Hot Takes. If you enjoyed Hot Takes, if you liked us doing Monday Night Football and you want to keep that going, message me. Let me know if we should maybe push Hot Takes back a day to get all the games in. So let me know. Thank you so much, and DJ Ashley Ross is out.